So we're gonna go back in time a little bit from the process of you decommitting from Minnesota. So what was that whole stretch like for you, and how soon did Gonzaga come into the picture when you decommitted and was looking for something new?
Yeah, it just kind of goes to show that, things can happen really quick. Stuff can change. Much love to the coach there. That was at Minnesota, Ben Johnson. That's my guy to this day, still talking to him. But yeah, man, once it happened, just kind of decided it wouldn't be best for me to stay there. And I want to say it was about a week or two into me being decommitted. I get a call from Coach Brian Michelson. Probably about an hour-long call, a lot of questions, just really getting to know me, not really much about basketball. Questions back from when I was in middle school to now. Just from that first call, I kind of knew it was serious and that, he wasn't wasting his time and I wasn't wasting mine either. So I think from the jump, I kind of knew that this is a spot where I was really considering and obviously wanted to go.
And there was other schools, I'm sure, that were looking at you and recruiting you. But did Gonzaga's success with the bigs, guys like Sabonis, Timmy, Zach Collins, make Gonzaga stand out for you?
For sure. From watching them in March Madness since I was a kid, it's always been a program that I've been looking at, and obviously blessed to be here. But yeah, man, just their success and how they use their bigs is special. I think we do a lot of things that I've never seen a program or any program do. So they really develop you, and they're gonna give you the ball. So that's part of it, and you don't really see that much in today's college game, and they love to do it. So.
And one of those guys who thrived was another Texas guy, was Drew Timmy. Was he someone that you followed when you were growing up, and did that kind of success that he had make you look at Gonzaga differently?
Yeah, for sure. Drew's my guy. My older Nigerian brother played with him, AAU ball for Drive Nation. So I was around him when I was probably third, fourth grade. Got to see him up close in person, started talking to him, and it's crazy. Right when I started getting recruited, we were texting back and forth, just talking about, me just asking questions about how B-Mike is and just how the school is. And, ever since then, day before I committed, we talked about it, and that was that. So definitely seeing him have his success here, kind of pave his own way, it was special, and it's kind of something that kind of brought me here.
And you told Joe Tipton that people kept saying you're a Gonzaga type guy. Did that resonate you when you were hearing that a bunch? And what do you think that says about you as a player and as a person?
For sure, yeah. It's, ever since recruiting started up in 8th grade, everybody was telling me, why don't you go to Gonzaga? I feel like that's the perfect spot for you. In a moment, you're not thinking about it. You're like, yeah, okay, this and that. But as I started getting later on and closer to deciding what school I want to go to, just hearing that all the time was like, okay, why are they saying this? And I looked into it, and I'm like, okay, maybe I'm a Gonzaga guy. So, I think I just really fit the mold here. That's one thing they do well here is finding guys who don't really have an ego. I think this summer everybody's kind of fit in. Since the first day, I kind of knew that we had a special group, and I think that's what's special about here is the personalities are as elite as the talent.
From that time before when you were growing up and in that early recruiting process, what was your perception of Gonzaga, and how did that change in terms of what surprised you about when you were here so far?
Yeah, obviously winning is a big thing that you see about Gonzaga. Obviously I didn't really know much about it, so I'm thinking Gonzaga's up here, the school's gotta be crazy. It's a private school, smaller community, but it's still, the support is special. It's not a 5-10 million people city where people are coming out. You're getting people in Spokane, Washington selling out the arena every game. So I think it just goes to show that, even though this doesn't seem as a big destination, I think what they've done here has made it somewhere that's special and that fans want to come out and watch, and they make it a great environment.
And so you've spent the off season and now part of the school year here in Spokane. What's the adjustment to life been in Spokane so far for you, and have you started to feel at home yet?
Oh, I was at home the first week. Obviously, I didn't think it got this hot. So, coming from Texas, I thought it was gonna cool off a little bit. During the night it cools off, but that's one thing that surprised me is it does get hot during the summer. But yeah, man, I love it. Just you kind of get both the best worlds. It's beautiful nature out here, and you also have the city vibe right here in downtown. Got to go out to the lake with the guys in Coeur d'Alene a lot. So it's just a great spot. You kind of get everything you need. and it's not too much, it's not overwhelming. So I think it's a perfect spot for me.
And Gonzaga has a big reputation for its strong culture and close-knit feel, given that it's a smaller school, and the tightness of the alumni and the players on the team. So now that you're inside the program, what's stood out to you so far, both on and off the court, about building that culture?
Yeah, it's special. I mean, like I said, just in the first week I was here, I felt like I had a better bond with this team than I've had with any other team. You know, there's no egos. You're never feeling anxious to come work out with these guys, or I don't know how it's gonna go. It's never that. Energy's high. Coaches are very supportive, but they're gonna get on you. But that's what comes with it. I think that's a special thing. I think JP said it best. You can't really tell what Zag culture is. You just gotta wear it on your sleeve. So I think that's kind of what it is. Is everybody, once you get in and you start getting the routine of what the culture is, you know, you're expected to bring that every day, and that's just what's special around here.
And two guys that you get to train with as bigs that are massive examples of that, wearing it on your sleeve, are both Graham and Braden, both the best bigs in the country. How have they taken you under your wing, and what have you learned from them so far in terms of approaching being a Zag?
Yeah, can't ask for two better guys to learn from, huh? They're great guys. Graham and Huff have just been instrumental to me, just kind of keeping that in my head, you know, giving me tips, pointers. More off the court, you know, they kind of told me in the first week, all right, you can hoop. So, you know, off the court, it's just more of how you carry yourself, how we do things around here, how you can be better in the community, this and that. I think they're just great examples. You know, seeing them live in action every day is special. So I think just getting to learn from those guys on and off the court, whether it's just about life, you know, a post move, this or that. I feel like I can call those guys any day and they'll be there for me. So, you know, I love them.
So going into the training side of things with those guys, what has been the difference that you've felt in terms of physicality compared to what you're feeling in like high school and AAU?
Oh, nowhere near. And that was the first week. I mean, you know, as a freshman, you come in, you kind of get blown away. But you know, it was really something after that first week or two of, you know, kind of feeling like, all right, I don't know what I'm doing. It started getting more comfortable, and obviously, you know, going against guys like Graham and Huff, those two of the best bigs in the nation. So you can only get better every day going against them. So that's kind of the mindset I took to it. Whether I get my butt busted or whether I score on them, whatever it is, I just try to keep that mindset of improving every day and just trying to look after what those guys are doing and emulate that.
So what kind of role have the coaches been laying out for you in terms of this season as well as like a longer term plan?
Yeah, I mean, we don't really talk much about it. Obviously, the season's coming up, so I think we'll start having conversations. But right now, I'm more of at the power forward spot. You know, probably backing up Braden. But you know, as they see me, I mean, Coach B. Mike has seen Drew, Timmy, B. Huff, and Graham Ike's, you know, flashes in me. So I think that's kind of what I'm set to. Obviously, getting to see those guys for Graham's last year, maybe B. Huff's last year. So you know, getting to see fully what it takes to be a guy like that and learn from those guys, I think that's what I'm going to need, because I think that's what it's headed towards.
And Gonzaga is known for its player development, and speaking about those things that you can work towards, those flashes, those moments in this off season, what were the things that you were focusing on individually to grow as a player?
Yeah, just trying to be more vocal on the court. Obviously, you know, as freshmen, you come in, you're kind of quiet, this and that. I think I need to be more vocal still to this day. Trying to get better on defense for sure. Learning ball screen coverage is just talking on that too. I mean, defense is just more about communication and effort. So that's things I've been working on. Obviously, offensive game, I feel like it's kind of starting to come natural, but there's still things that we're tweaking and working on. But yeah, I definitely just say my defense and effort. That's all I can control. So.
And one person who's probably been important in terms of your development as a player since you were young is your older brother, Michael. And he played a bit of college basketball, a little JUCO, a little time at Iona. How has he been impactful in your basketball journey? And what advice has he given you in terms of he's gone through some college basketball experience himself?
You know, I've been looking up to my older brother all my life. You know, been seeing him play. One thing I got from him was just he played with a certain toughness and he played the right way. So, you know, getting to grow up seeing that, obviously that's kind of been emulated into my game, but he just gives me advice on anything, man. Whether it's more about just how to approach the game. I think that was one of his best things about him, is that he just had an insane mindset. Whether he was at JUCO or at Iona, he was gonna find a way to get on the court. Playing for Pitino, he was, there's tough days. He's a legendary coach, but there's crazy days. But you got to figure out ways to get through it. So I think just having a guy that's seen, the Division I level and JUCO level, and has been there and has played at both levels. It's a great insight to have. So certain things I have here, he didn't have at JUCO. So obviously, just being grateful for the things you have is one of the big things that he's learned and I've learned. But yeah, just approaching every day. As today, not looking forward or looking back. I think it's just coming in every day, trying to get better. And if you do that every single day, you're bound to get better. So.
And when did you start beating him at one?
Man, I want to say, to this day we still talk about it. I want to say it was my 8th or 9th grade year. He came back in the summer, and we probably played 5 games. And the 5th game I beat him, and I wouldn't play him. I beat him. I said, no, I'm done. We're going home. He made me get up, play him again, lost. But that's all I had. We haven't played since. He doesn't really play much. He's more just working with my dad. But yeah, I think freshman year is when I caught him once and tried to go home with a dub, but couldn't do it. So
I love that. So you've already moved away from home once before this, going to Inglewood, California for high school. Did that experience make this experience coming to college easier for you?
Yes, most definitely. And that was one of the main things I was looking forward to getting out of that experience. It's just getting ready for college. Obviously seeing the school options that I had as well. I knew I was going to be away from home, so had a great opportunity with Coach Jason Crow out there at Inglewood, and it was a great experience. So I think that's definitely something that I needed for sure. Just going out there, growing up, and kind of realizing that this is what it's going to be in college, so why not go ahead and get a head start now. So.
And for this new group of guys, what kind of identity do you feel this team is starting to build or has already built in the offseason? And what do you think fans can expect to see from what you guys are going to bring to this season?
Yeah, I think it's the special thing about us is that we're still the same Zag culture, but we still want to be a different team. TK, our strength coach, we do this class called Zag 101 in summer, and he went off on the board and checked off everything the team has done, and everything was checked off except the national championship. So we want to be that team that can be different. Obviously, if we get to the Final Four, it's still a great thing, but it's already been checked off. We want to be that one team that's still looking at that national championship with no check next to it, and we want to be the team to do that. So I think that just takes every day being the best selves, being my best self, Graham, anybody being their best self. So I think that's kind of the approach we're taking, is just trying to be your best self, and ultimately, as a group, we're going to come together and be special. I think we have a different mindset. A lot of guys are just really, really dedicated, and it's special to see.
Parker, thank you for sitting down with me.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you having me.